and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe in Lagos.
Sporty greetings to you wherever you are in the world watching us in London. I'm Austin Okonakwa and Cecilia, the international break is upon us, and
Yes.
teams are getting ready for different qualifiers. You're right there in Lagos, but I'm sure you're monitoring what's going on in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital in South Nigeria. How ready is the Super Eagles of Nigeria for Libya?
Yes, their training session actually started today. 20 players train at the Akpabio Stadium. And of course, that's why we're starting off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria up against Libya. Remember what happened to the Eagles in the World Cup qualifiers, but this is different. Of course, Austin Eguavoen is trying to put all the teams together. We know Victor Sima, of course, is injured, is not part of the squad. Kelechi Iheanacho is yet to join the team. Ejuke is also yet to join the team. And hopefully tomorrow morning we'll have a full complement of the players. But yes, 20 players train this evening at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium with, of course, the interim coach, Augustine Eguavoen. Yes, we will be listening to him on the show tonight, talking about the players who are injured are not here, and also the plans for the team against the plans for Libya. That's the home game they will be playing on Friday. Also, we talk about the Betsy Obaseki tournament. You know, it's more than football, not just football, something more than football. It's a pre-season tournament. They're taking it internationally. We have our two teams from Benin Republic joining them this year, and the hope is a European country in the future might feature, because it's actually now a FIFA recognized pre-season tournament. We'll be talking about that on the show tonight. And of course, NPFL will take a look at all the games that took place at the weekend. Kano Pillars, yes, when you have Ahmed Musa coming back into the fold and also scoring. Yes, it was excitement in Kano at the weekend, precisely on Sunday. And Remo Stars, the unbeaten run, finally over. And of course, Enyimba, well, the draw, you know what, the draws, it's already out, talking about the CAF Confederation Cup. And the coach, Yemi Olarenwaju, we'll be listening to him, his plans for El Masri, and also, well, you know, the champions of the CAF Confederation Cup, Zamalek of Egypt, are also in the group, recognized as group of death. But, well, Olarenwaju has something to say concerning that. We'll be listening to him on the show tonight. Yes, it's a loaded package. Football more, because we know what's going on right now. It's all about football. International break is here. And of course, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are ready for that game against Libya. We'll be dwelling more on the show tonight on that. Yes, we are not alone. It's a Tuesday, Austin. You know, once it's a Tuesday, Kinde Idris will be here in the studio. He never misses a day, right? When it comes to Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Good evening, it's great to have you.
Yes, we've made it, you know, like a packed sign, and it's always enjoyable to be here. So look forward to Tuesday night, and then look forward to what you just ruled out, how the lineup would be. You know, the lineup is always, you know, super interesting, and today is of no difference. I'm really excited to talk about Betsy Obaseki, and you start small, you continue to infuse things, and then it becomes global. That's the story of Betsy Obaseki. But, you know, Enyimba, will they continue to represent us well and keep the coefficient? We have our fingers crossed.
As the most successful team in Nigeria, 8 league titles, 2 CAF Champions League titles, but they're yet to win the CAF Confederation Cup, and that's the goal for them this season. Yes, we're starting off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We can take a look at the invited squad, the players that train this evening, for you to know the players that will be prosecuting that game against Libya. The list was out on Friday, and of course, the players were asked to resume on Monday, that's 7th, because we have 20 players in camp. We didn't see the trickling in, because each time we say you have 5 players in camp. I'm happy I didn't get to read that from the media officer. Usually, like every morning you hear, oh, 3 players just arrived, 2 players. I'm like, guys, come on, you playing the qualifiers. Why are we trickling in? But I love the fact that we give us 20 at once. That shows the seriousness of the team. I think we'll just read through the names of the players that train this evening. Talking about, let's start off with the goalkeepers. You have Sterling Nwambali of Chippa United in South Africa, Maduka Okoye, Udinese in Italy, and of course, Amas Obasoge of Fasil Kema in Ethiopia. That's where he plays his football. We go to the defenders. William Trus Ekong, he trained tonight. Bright Osai Samuel, you have Bruno Oyemachi, Shemi Ajayi of Bromwich in England. You have Calvin Bassey of Fulham, also plying the trade in England. Let's take a look at the midfielders. Those are the midfielders Olaoluwa Aina for Nottingham Forest. We saw what he did against Chelsea the weekend. Benjamin Timiyu from Cromwell Town in England. He also part of the squad, talking about the defenders. Now let's go straight to the midfielders. From the midfield, that's where you have Ndidi, of course. He's a regular for Nigeria, Leicester City, England. The captain, standing captain when you don't have William Troost-Ekong, Raphael Oyendika from Club Brugge in Belgium, Al Hassan Yusuf Abdullahi from New England Revolution and the US, Fisayo Dele Bashiru of Lazio in Italy. You have Frank Onyeka, Augsburg in Germany, and Alex Iwobi of Fulham in England. Of course, these are the midfielders. Now the forwards, of course, the most prominent of them all, the African player of the year, Victor Osimhen, is not part of the squad. You have Samuel Chukwueze of AC Milan in Italy. Chidere Ejuke is here right now in camp. That's the players that were invited, but he didn't train with them this evening. Sevilla in Spain, Ademola Lookman, Atalanta in Italy, Kelechi Iheanacho, Sevilla in Spain. Of course, Victor Boniface, he trained. You have Kelechi Iheanacho, Ejuke are the players that are yet to join the team in Camp Corp. Moses Simon and Taiwo Awoniyi of Nottingham Forest. So these are the invited players for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, these are the players in camp that train this evening at Akpabio Stadium right there in Uyo. Amos Obasoke, Stalin Nwambali, Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, and Raphael Oyendika, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Victor Boniface, Samuel Chukwueze, and Benjamin Tamiyu, and of course, Maduka Okoye. These players, William Troost-Ekong, the captain, Calvin Bassey, Sheme Ajayi, Ademola Lookman, Bruno Oyemachi, Taiwo Awoniyi, Alex Iwobi, Moses Simon, Alassane Yusuf, and Olaino, the players who train this evening. Of course, they're ready for that game. Austin, yes, is a full house for the Super Eagles. Just a few players being expected, but hopefully tomorrow morning we have more players of this. But let's listen to the coach, Augustine Eguavoen, and his plans for the Libya.
They are down right now doesn't mean that they can't rise, because they have a couple of games to play. But they are aware, we are aware, our position and their position, and they will come here and fight. But we will also try. Forget about the past games. Now we're looking ahead to Libya's game. Not even in the away game. Our focus right now is the game in front of us, and the boys are ready. And we're going to give Libya a tough fight. We will fight for, for those 3 points. Every second counts, and we know what it means to get the job done and over with as quickly as possible. It's going to be tough, but I think at the end of the day, with the boys that we have and the spirit, and nobody's injured right now, they will deliver. It's a collective effort. It's a team sport. It's not individual sport. We're in touch, and we can understand him. He can understand us. It's a huge miss. We all know that how important and impactful Osimhen can be. But we have other players who can step into his shoes. He's here, not here physically, but I'm 100% sure he's here spiritually with us.
Yes, Austin Eguavoen talking about the injured player Victor Osimhen, who's not with the team for this game. Yes, Austin, yes, your namesake. He's talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria interim coach. I was listening to the sports minister when he was addressing the AGM, when he was addressing the NFF executive board, the NFF board, of course, the AGM that they had in Asaba, when he talked about you have Eguavoen coming in and going and everything, do the right thing and make him permanent or do something so that we stop having interim or anything like that. More like a clarion call to them. But hey, Austin Eguavoen is back in the seat again, once again. He's ready for this clash against Libya.
Yeah, I like the mentality he's giving the contest. I listened to him and I said, this is how a manager should, approach a game, just to let the players know that it's serious business. I heard him say that they're going to take the fight to Libya and they're not going to, underrate the Libyans also, that they know that this sort of game, people might just think, Libya, they're at the bottom of the table. This is Nigeria. We're on top with 4 points. And before you know, this game is either a draw or another loss, and then we'll start crying. So it's pumping up the excitement. It's letting the players know this is serious business. I still use that term that Nigeria is still trying to recover from, Nigerian football is trying to recover from a faulty brain operation. And each time I see an interim manager, it just confirms it. But shout out to Austin Eguavoen. Some persons would have said, no, I'm not taking it. I'm football director. I'll just stay my position because I know Nigerians, if I do not do well now, they will come for me. They will forget that I did it in interim capacity. I also love the fact that the minister gave the NFF that push that, look, treat this guy like it's the real deal, give him everything he wants, give him all the right support, and let's go out there and get a job. And what the pictures we're seeing, top class players everywhere, across Europe being invited for this one. And one win, one draw. The next thing they need to do is beat Libya silly. I come here say this thing all the time. Kehinde, Idris, and Cecilia. And then these Super Eagles players, they just know how to go out there and do what they want to do. I like the attitude, the way players are turning up to camp. I love the team bonding that I'm seeing. I spoke to some of the players today. I like the fact that they also want to go out there and give this, the kind of approach that will make Nigerians start rooting for them again, support them big time, and believe in them once again. And I believe that they can beat Libya, Cecilia.
That's a belief coming from Austin. They can beat Libya on Friday.
They should beat Libya on Friday.
They should.
Yes. I know it's two different things. They can means it's word of affirmation.
Yeah.
But should is our expectation. Is high up there. No disrespect to Libya, but this is the Super Eagles. They need to get their swagger on. They need to get to that part where teams, before the game starts, are already 50%, defeated. And then you come onto the pitch and get the remaining 50% done. That is where we should put the Super Eagles. And I said it, I think that should be like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, that we need about 5-6 wins on the trot.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that point. Because, see, Austin just says superstars from around the world, landing in our camp. That is how big some of these guys are. I saw, Onyedika at the Champions League.
Yeah.
Ademola Lookman at the Champions League. Victor Boniface at the Champions League. We have these players. I watched Man City play Fulham, and I saw how Calvin Bassey and Iwobi held their own. Liverpool played Nottingham Forest. I saw what Ola Aina did against Chelsea. I saw what Ola Aina did. Yeah. These guys, go up against the best from around, and they hold their own. Why not come here and also, get that job done? And that is what I want to see. Yes, I understand, but I'm saying you get like 4 or 5 wins on the trot, and teams will reset their thinking. I think the Super Eagles are back. And the moment they start thinking the Super Eagles are back, then the job is 40-50% done. Now you go on the pitch and get the remaining done. Fantastic the way they trooped in. Like you said, we would have had 3 days of players coming in. In the last window, it was even 4 days because Osimhen came in on Thursday. They started coming in on a Monday and all of that. So, but this, we're talking of us and everybody, we're having 20. Any coach can work with 20 for a match. So the remaining 3, they might be important. But even if anything gets to happen, that these 3, you have your first 11 ready and set. So we are poised for this. The entire country, Nigeria here and diaspora, loves the Super Eagles. And one of the things we want to see with them is, them giving us results. And against Libya, like I said, they should get the job done. Getting the job done. Friday, we keep our fingers crossed and we will wait for that. Let's go to the CAF Confederation Cup, and that's where Enyimba is actually playing. That's where they're playing. That's where they found themselves. They're the only team right now from Nigeria that is still on the continent. Brahma Stars, as usual, crashed at the group stage. And of course, you have Rangers International, all hopes. They couldn't score goals. They are also out. But Enyimba, yes, they are here. But the coach, Yemi Olarenwaju, yes, a young coach. Yes, he's young on the job, not much experience. He was undefeated the judge when they won the league title. But then, he is in charge right now, and he is full of confidence. But before we listen to him, I'll just run through the group stage, the teams that Enyimba will be facing. And that's the reason he is saying that this group is a group of death, but it's a group that they feel they can actually get out of it. Let's just run through this group, just a reflection of what they will be facing on the continent. Yes, they are going to Egypt twice. And that's Zamalek, the champions, and Al Masry, another team from Egypt. They will be playing. Don't ask me why you have 2 teams from the same country right here at the group stage. That's what CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup is about in Africa, but in Europe, it's different. Enyimba, of course, of Nigeria. That's the teams they will be facing. Black Bulls of Mozambique. You would say this might just be the whipping boys of the group, especially when you have teams from Egypt. But now let's listen to Coach Olarenwaju talking about these teams they will be facing and what they intend to do to ensure that, yes, they get a victory for the team.
We are a big name in African football, and even the opponents, they're scared of Enyimba. That's the truth. Anybody that hears the name Enyimba has this kind of fear, and anxiety, in you that you want to face Enyimba. We're going to respect Samalek and Al-Masri, but this is Enyimba FC. We go there to defend the name of the club and to make the club and the whole Nigeria proud. I think it's going to be tough, but we have a chance of going through. It's going to be a tough battle, but we have the team that can cope and get the job done. The preparation is in top gear. We are in the league. The league is on, and we are competing very well in the league. So that's enough. That alone prepare us for the championship that is coming up. Because the league is on now. We are in week 5, and before we play our first game again at Masri in November, we must have played 3 or 4 more games, which prepare us the more for the tournament. We don't have much information about them, honestly speaking. But before the tournament starts, we're going to have 1 or 2 information that will help us. But for now, we only know their names. We don't really know how they play, how they function. But before then, the club will try and see how we can get 1 or 2 information that will aid us in preparing and how to face them. It's always difficult when you are from West Africa competing with those guys. They are richer, they attract more players, top level. But with what we have here, I think we can get a decent job. It's tough. That's the toughest group in the whole competition. People are calling it as a group of death. But it's always good. If you want to win a championship, you must ready to face the best and compete with the best. So for me, it's a tough group, but it is what it is. We have to face it.
It is what it is, and facing it is what they would do, especially with these 2 teams from North Africa. West African football clubs usually struggle with North Africans. Why? Because they have more investment and better infrastructure. Yeah, that's the reason. Well, we need to go on a break now. When we'll come back, Sports Tonight will continue. Of course, we'll be talking about the Betsy Obaseki football tournament and, of course, the NPFL. Welcome back. Yes, time to talk about Enyimba. Austin, yes, you listen to Yemi Olarinwaju. Yes, the man is optimistic. This title is elusive, more like the Holy Grail. They haven't won it. CAF Champions League twice. The league title, of course, 8 times. But then this is what they haven't won. And we've seen the group, Zamalek, Al-Masri, and of course, the Red Bull, or Black Bull of Mozambique. But the key is actually Zamalek and Al-Masri. They are a North African side from Egypt.
That's the problem, because of what the North Africans have done with their football. Any team from North Africa that is grouped with Nigeria, we start shaking and we forget that this is football where just about anything can happen. But yes, as pundits, analysts, as bookmakers for football, we will just go to the records and use it to judge. I like what Coach Yemi Olarinwaju is doing with this Enyimba team. I like him because this guy is intelligent. And do you know why he's intelligent? It's because he's teachable. He learns so well. I remember when he was coach of Van Dresser, I spoke to him one time and I was so impressed with his knowledge of football. Fast forward to when he became assistant manager to Coach Finidi George. The management at Enyimba, they had no doubt whatsoever that this guy can get it done. Why do I like him? He's trendy, he's got swag, he's relatable, he's sociable. He can actually fit into the lifestyle of his players, understand them, and actually work the way he wants them to work for him. And if you are a manager that you've got this sort of qualities I've just mentioned, your players will play for you. But let's come back to the CAF Champions League draw. As I said, if you go and take a look at the name Zamalek, you will start shaking even before you play them. They have won 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CAF Champions League titles, 2 CAF Confederation Cup titles, 5 CAF Super Cup titles, and 1 African Cup Winners' Cup title. They are also the first Egyptian team ever to win the CAF Super Cup in 1994. Zamalek has got pedigree. Zamalek has got respect. So it's okay if anybody can respect Zamalek. But I'm not shaking with Al-Masri. And that's the mentality I want Enyimba to have. Yes, they're coming from a country where they've done the right things to get their football shining. But Al-Masri, 2 seasons ago in the CAF Confederation Cup, they only struggled to make it to the quarterfinals. This is a team that is beatable if you do the right things. And for Zamalek, you know me, Cecilia, I love upsets. What do I want to say to Enyimba? Don't do the same things you've been doing with your mistakes, it means you will never correct it. So now that Coach Yema has said it, that look, we are also not small. I agree, I like that. You're Enyimba, two-time CAF Champions League winners. You've never won the CAF Confederation Cup. So this is the project. How do you want to go about this project and ensure that you execute it properly, ticking all the essential boxes to make sure you're revered in the competition as you advance? That's a question for Kanu Wankwo. That's a question for Enyimba's management. That's a question for Coach Yemi and the players. And of course, the fans of Enyimba. Everyone needs to come together and give this CAF Confederation Cup challenge a big push to see what we can get out of it, Cecilia.
A big push indeed. Only 2 teams will qualify from that group. Kendi, 2 teams.
I think Austin should open a religious home. Like the way it was saying, it sounded like manifestation.
You're well motivated. Like, you have hope, you have faith, right?
Like I'm just seeing Enyimba topping the group, and then whichever other team is behind. But reality is reality. He just rolled out Zamalek's CV. Yeah. And then Al Masry, the first time I got a proper know of Al Masry was when MFM was on the continent. I know what they did to, MFM. And then subsequently you hear their story. These teams, one of the things that they have going for them is consistency.
Yes.
In the continent, the only way you can rub shoulders with the biggest of teams from Africa is for you to constantly be there. Al Masry started coming to the continent not as long as the Zamaleks, the Al-Ahlis. But since they started coming, they've been consistent. That means they're spending money on their football. They are buying the best of players. They are having the best of facilities. And then they continue to fight to make top 4 or whether it's top 3 that they use in their country, only for them to be back in Nigeria. Maybe Enyimba has tried to be very consistent. But look at our consistency. You'll find teams just come and go. Like they say, it's like a pack. Boss comes and goes, nobody stays. That is how our teams are. You cannot really put your hand on the teams that will be in the continent this season. That is our problem. And as big as Enyimba is, I think with the way we have seen it, with what Austin just read out, I think Zamalek should be the only fear. But you'll be surprised that Black Bull or Mozambique will start to be an headache for our team.
Etoile Filante, remember, 3-2 penalties.
Exactly. That is where I cannot rest my belief or my confidence. Because you just mentioned Etoile Filante, that we thought it was going to be a straw in the park.
Burkina Faso, West Africa.
It wasn't. It was a punch-I-punch-you case. And that is, you're playing Zamalek, you're playing Al Masry, you're playing Black Bull. Yes, you can say you don't know much about Black Bull, but they are in the group stage just like you are. That means every match is work. And with the way we know our teams, it seems every match will be hard work, not just work, hard work. Enyimba, I have huge respect for them. Coach Olanrewaju, the players, the pedigree, Kanu Wankwo is the manager and all of that. But when push comes to shove, when we get to the nitty-gritty of things, you'll find our teams falling off like a pack of cards. The year Enyimba won 2 Champions League back-to-back was donkey years ago. Yeah. Some people will be on air with you. They were not born then, Cecilia. That was 2004, 2003, then 2004. Yeah. That is how long ago? About 20 years ago. All those glory today, if you don't work on it, it will fade out. And that is what Enyimba is suffering with so many other teams that we have. So are they ready to grapple on, that name, hold it in high esteem by playing the right football, by preparing the right way? That's a question to be asked. But if you're talking about preparation for this one, it has gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
You can't be preparing now. All you need now is you've prepared. Are the boys good enough to execute the games? We will be here. Trust me, we are not critics. We are not pessimists. We love Enyimba. We are optimistic for every of our team. But if they do wrong, we will come here to talk about the hills. And if they do right, Cecilia, Austin, Kehinde Idris will be here to also sing their praise. And we always want to sing their praise. There is nothing it gives me if I come here to talk about, the hills of our team. So, Enyimba, You're already saddled with responsibility. Like I said, hopefully the coefficients will be kept, by a team like as big as Enyimba. You will go there, do the right thing. Probably Zamalek should be the biggest headache, but for Al Masry and, Black Bull, I think we should get to cross the line. For Zamalek, do a shocker. Let's celebrate you guys.
We can't wait. Fingers crossed. Daunting task it is for Enyimba. We'll take the words of Austin, go there and do the right thing. And of course, yes, Holy Grail is waiting for you to grab it. All right, let's talk about the Betsy Obaseki football tournament in Edo State. Yes, the opening ceremony was yesterday. A colorful ceremony as usual. I mean, whenever they want to start, they always have this beautiful display from the cultural dance to, calisthenics display, different performances, theme songs, and all of them that come with it. But the excitement about this is that the growth, we're afraid that, once this government is over, because there's a first lady, but there's something she said that even if Edo State will not even be willing to host, she can take it to other states and even host the tournament. So it seems this Betsy football tournament has really come to stay and not just a one-off under a particular administration and then it's over. That's the beauty about it this time around.
It's always a fear when you find a football lobbying administrator who is still in power. If the person is not in power, is just one of the administrators, you can say, okay, this thing has come to stay. But if they are directly in power, like Betsy, as the first lady, when she won, it was a case of, okay, because she's in power, she can use this, resources and all of that. But now that she is off, this is where we're waiting to see if this goes on. Because it has grown to be an household tournament. Like you were talking about, in Africa, and probably to get to the world in no time. We're already having other countries clubs from other countries get to be a part of the league. And also, for our ladies, our women's league, it is one tournament we look forward to as a preseason tournament, top-notch preparation for the season to start. Cecilia, some people had even made it. The moment they watch Betsy Obaseki tournament, they know the league is about to start. That is like a yardstick for the league to start. If you've not played the Betsy Obaseki, then the league cannot start. That's how beautiful this tournament has become. And it has grown to just being, let me use quote and unquote, gel kind of, a tournament. Let's just get 2 teams, 4 teams, 7 teams. No, it's like a complete tournament. We love it. We see how from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, how they grow. They keep adding things. And that is what we say. You make it beautiful, it will be bought. And what Betsy has just said is, trust me, if Edo State is not willing to support, she will not be the one taking it to other states. Other states will come asking for it. They would ask for Betsy Obaseki. And even if other states are, the federal will come asking for Betsy because clubs will yearn for it. They made it part of their calendar. Whenever the season ends, we'll be looking forward to other tournament, but Betsy Obaseki is right there. So we love everything. She had done, all the organizers, and also, expansion every now and then. And now we want to see where it goes from here. I cannot wait to someday have it, having club from probably South Africa, and then maybe a bit of Spain, because Africa has these borders with Spain, Portugal, and we'll love it. We'll love it. Nigeria is that big. Like I do say, our football is only disrespected by those who own our football, who are the administrators of our football. People around the world respect our football because they know the hard work that, the ground people put into it, the footballers, the coaches, and all of that.
Yeah, talking about the Betsy Obaseki, as we mentioned, that it's more than football. And this year, the theme for this year is Say No to Teen Pregnancy and Abandonment. And they will have a seminar as part of that to actually raise awareness on pressing social challenges. That will be October 15th. Austin, this tournament has been on. This is the opening game, FC Robo and Edo Queens. It ended goalless. Yeah, we're expecting goals in the opening game, but it ended goalless. But today, you have a lot of the teams that had scored lots and lots of goals. We'll talk about that much later. But Austin, this tournament has been on. It's the 4th edition, and it's still growing strong.
Yeah. I love it, I love it so much. I've always said it that we need more of these sort of programs. Don't just gather girls to just play football, find a way to tie programs around them to empower them. And that's what sports has got the power to do. So shout out to the Betsy Obaseki Football Tournament, 4th edition, 14 teams. We've got 2 teams from Benin Republic. Now you can see they are spreading, and I love it so much. I just pray that politics doesn't get into this, because I know Philip Shaibu would have loved to be part of this, but a bit of politics now, we can't see him in the picture.
Yeah.
But I just hope that when she's out of office, this tournament will keep going. Because if not for this now, tell me where and how will we be talking about women's football in Nigeria at the moment? Because we're just waiting. Just wait for the league to come, and that's it. So with this, if more first ladies think about programs and you're finding it difficult, just get young persons and play football, and you'll find out that you can actually win with it. Let's listen to the visioner of the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament. That's the First Lady of Edo State, Betsy Obaseki. Talk about what you should be expecting this fourth edition.
To get this competition to go international. We will have so beautiful. So this year, for the first time, the welcoming two international teams. And every comes with Lagos, and then every like us, there is this program to have a football championship. But also, we seek with this tournament to address critical issues, problems that face women and girls in our society. And so this year, the theme for this tournament is saying no to teen pregnancy and teen mothers. This year, we have also worked and promised you our game, and we have increased the prize money because being the champion of this tournament to 10 years. My uncle will go for 7 million. And then go for 5 million. 3 million. Participating teams, will all go for 750,000 each. So, we're presenting to you competitive measures against your participants in the tournament.
That's the First Lady of Edo State, Mrs. Betsy Obaseki, talking about what we should be expecting at the fourth edition of the Women's Football Tournament. Kaide Idris, I know we've talked about this over and over again, but that's right there, particularly the theme, say no to teen pregnancy. It addresses a whole lot of issues surrounding the girl child marriage, intimidation, ridicule, oppression. We are using sports as a tool for social cohesion to change all of that, and I'm so loving it.
You know, sometimes when I speak, like, you know, the way the women do their things, they had panache, some class, that, you know, the men should always take Leo from that. It always sound like, take the league, for example. When he's halfway into the league, you'll find train the trainers seminar, you know, train the media reporters on women's football seminar, then, you know, also talk to the players, the coaches, you know, rules and all of that, the medical first aid application. They had a lot of things that has to do off football. And that is what the Betsy Obaseki tournament is just showing us again. Now, you play football, but for everybody who is involved, whether you're a fan, you're a player, you're a coach, you're an administrator, organizer, you also would go home with just with something more than just the football. You're learning something, or you're learning, you're also, you know, imbibing something that you can teach others, which is, you know, makes it even larger than life itself. And I think that's a huge thumbs up to all of the, you know, organizers or the thinkers, you know, that surrounds this. That's what women's, doings or women's inactivities brings to you. They always had a whole lot, and it's fuller than the regular.
Fuller than the regular. All right, time to talk about NPFL. Yes, Nigeria Premier Football League. Heartland finally secured the first win of the season, and of course, Remo Stars losing their first game of the season. We'll just run through the result, the Saturday's result, and of course the games that happened on Sunday. Yes, we're starting up with Nasarawa United and Bayelsa United. This game ended goalless. The coaches will be talking to us on the show much later. Kwara United and Remo Stars, yes, this is the game. Remo Stars have been going away from home to get their wins, but it didn't happen this time around. They lost at Kwara United. Their unbeaten run is finally over. Rivers United and Aqua United ended 2-1 in favor of the home team. Rangers and Abia Warriors, the Oriental Derby, ended in favor of Rangers. Heartland, of course, 2-0 over Niger Tornadoes. Amunike is already celebrating. This is what they can actually build on. Right? Caterpillars and Sunshine Stars. Yes, the big man, Ahmed Musa, is back in the league again for the third stint. Plateau United and Ikorodu City. Ikorodu City they are chopping it everywhere. 1-0. Enyimba and Katsina United. All the goals scored in first half. The game was, kind of put to stop after, floodlight issues and electricity and all that. But they continued, but no goals came on, ended 3-0. Lobby Stars and 3SC. Lobby Stars winning by lone goal. And Bender Insurance couldn't win at home against Economy Warriors on Saturday. It was a draw, 1-1. Yes, that's what match day 5 is looking like in the Nigeria Premier Football League. And of course, for the top 4, Rivers United maintaining that they are yet to lose a game, just 1 draw and 4 wins, and that's why they are on 13 points. And you go to Enyimba, yes, after 5 games, 4 wins also, just 1 loss, and that's why they are second on the log. Remo Stars, yes, losing their first game of the season, 12, and of course, you have Rangers on 4th in that order. Just the big teams are here. Maybe that's how it's going to end at the end of the season. Who knows? Well, Lobby Stars, when it comes to the bottom 4, you wouldn't expect Lobby Stars to be here, but hey, they're here. After 5 matches, they've won 1, losing 3, and 1 draw, and -4, they are in 4 goals. They are on the 4 points. Bayelsa United is also second from the bottom 4, 5. After 5 games, they are yet to win this season. 3 draws and 2 losses. That's why they are on 3 points from the draws they've had, collecting 1 point each. From Aqua United, usually, I don't know why Aqua United in the past 3 seasons has not been good for them. Austin will tell us the reason. After 5 games, wins. You look at the wins, there's nothing there actually. And then you look at the draws, you have 2, and of course the losses are 3. And that's why they're on 2 points, just collecting 2 points from those 2 draws they had. And in Ikorodu City, yes, another team, they're yet to win a game. You have 3 teams yet to win a match. Ikorodu City, just 1 point from that draw that they had. And this is what the table is looking like. And they're collecting goals, -6. That's the goal difference for Ikorodu City. Austin, I know Rivers and Aqua United, yes, we're expecting something different. We know Rivers United, they're fantastic. They've been good this season. That's why they're topping the table. But Aqua United couldn't do anything about that. But what do you think about that?
I've been following this team for quite some time, and I just don't understand why they struggled in their first 10 matches. It's a big problem that the management needs to look into. The worst I was expecting from that game against Rivers United, particularly when Friday Apollo scored that beautiful goal to level it at 1-1, was just only to be a draw, And I think they considered in the 86th minute, a former player in the Eguavoen with a goal for Rivers United. Yes, Rivers United pushed, but there's just something missing in this Aqua United team. I think it's character, it's resilience. They're a good side, and after 5 matches, they have not won a single game. It's a big question mark. But it's not just Aqua United. It will interest you to know that just this weekend, Lobby Stars got their first goal and first win of the season. Kwara United got their first win of the season. And you mentioned Heartland also, first win of the season. So it's just match day 5, and we're going to be having this sort of analysis. But you don't just want to put Aqua United into it. That's a beautiful goal by teaser right there, and see the way they celebrated. You know that Lobby Stars were under serious pressure. nice positioning, and then finished it up, beautifully to give Lobby Stars their win right there at the Lafayette Township Stadium. That is another problem for these teams not playing on their home ground. You could tell that their football seem to be struggling. So let's wait to see what the season will hold. But shout out to Rivers United. I think shout out to Remo also. I saw highlights of that game against Kwara United. They fought, they dug deep, but I think Kwara United, after getting that goal, they said no, they're not going to look back. So Cecilia, let's wait after the international break to see what football in the NPFL will give to us. But Ahmed Musa coming back to the league. Fantastic, Cecilia, and he wrapped it up with a fine brace. It was supposed to be a hat trick, missed a penalty. And just imagine you have Rabiu Ali in that team, you have Ahmed Musa. Today I was speaking to Coach Abdallah. He was supposed to play Shehu Abdullahi, but Shehu Abdullahi is still trying to, get proper match fitness. But for Ahmed Musa, he was really impressed. He said he didn't even expect Ahmed Musa to go the whole 90 minutes. And I told him, Coach, class is permanent.
Classic permanent. What do you think? Ahmed Musa returned to Leon scoring a brace for Okinawa.
Fantastic. I can remember before he made this move, it was on X, and he was asking the Nigerian football fan, which club do you guys want me to, to pitch tent with this time around? I've done it with Simon Sugida twice, the first time, and then he came back. So eventually went back to Simon Sugida. God goes, this is what we want to see. Our guys, from out there coming back. But, for the league itself, Lobby Stars' new coach, Daniel Amokachi, and for, Ikorodu City, Coach Bright said, I've had enough.
Yeah, he left.
And he has left.
Right, well, Austin, that's the show. I mean, when you're having fun, time is fast spent. You got to go.
Unfortunately, when you're having fun, that's when the clock just ticks and says it's time to go. What a way to end it with a beautiful Nigeria Premier Football League. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Kehinde, once again, it was nice doing this with you.
It's always beautiful doing this with you.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbo.